Hi everyone, my name's Hayden Madsen, and for my research project, I collected data to explore the connection between pop culture and common speech and the effect they have on country music. Living in a society with so many swear words, I decided that it would be interesting to see if this has affected country music or not. I looked at the top 5 country songs of every year going back to 1980 and checked whether they included 4 common cuss words such as the S word, the D word, the H word, and the F word. Then I compared those trends to larger studies that track profanity uses in everyday language and media. What I found matches up with a broader cultural shift. Country music features far more swear words after the year 2000, according to this graph that I made. From the year 1980 all the way to 2001, we don't see a single cuss word in any of the top 5 songs. This huge spike in 2004 is all thanks to Gretchen Wilson's song titled Redneck Women, which was on the top 5 country charts for 5 weeks. The only other top 5 country songs that included any swear words were only H words and D words. When I focused on popular music as a whole, I noticed something interesting. Daniel Paris gathered some data and came up with this graph. Pop songs from earlier decades, especially before 2000, rarely included any profanity. Artists before the 90s hardly used explicit lyrics, but in 1995, we started to see a jump in the amount of swear words used, shortly before country music started to show its trend of swear words. But in more recent years, things have shifted, starting in the 2010s, and especially after 2020. Both pop and rap songs have become much more open with language. Nearly 40% of them include profanity. And oftentimes these are used to, add more authenticity and to make it more conversational-like. Research from Sage journals show a steady increase in profanity in common speech since 1960. It's interesting to see how pop and rap have followed this trend themselves, only just delayed, with country music being even more delayed than popular music. It could lead one to believe that common speech is what's driving the shift to higher profanity use in art and that country music is impacted by broader cultural shifts. I also looked at how profanity has changed in movies and TV shows since the 80s to today, and the trend is very similar. Here's a graph showing the MPAA ratings for movies. As you can see, movies have become increasingly more profane according to MPAA ratings today compared to 40 years ago. Now here's a graph showing the MPAA ratings for TV shows. With streaming platforms growing ever more prevalent, we saw a huge jump in TV show consumption, the most popular being TVMA. What this might mean is that audiences have grown more comfortable hearing these words in conversation, and so artists feel freer to use them in songwriting, not only for shock value, but for authenticity. For example, a lyric might include a swear word, not to be offensive, but to sound real, the way people actually talk. So even in a genre like country, which values tradition and storytelling, we're seeing language shift as the culture shifts to be more accepting of profane language. In the end, my research showed that profanity isn't just about words, it's about how culture changes. From everyday speech to the top songs on the charts, the way we use language tells us something about who we are and what we're comfortable expressing. We can't draw any cause and effect as to why country songs have increased in the amount of swear words that are used, but we do see a clear correlation between pop culture and common speech in relation to country songs. Perhaps profanity in music and movies has gone up because of more increasingly profane speech, or maybe they both feed off of each other. We don't know for sure. However, we do know that music in general has followed common speech trends, with country music eventually following pop culture trends. Thanks for watching, and I hope my graphs and findings gave you a new way to think about language in music, especially in country songs today.